Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something really cool. We are decoding the ultimate instruction manual. We're looking inward, deep into the microscopic world of your own body to explore the human genome. It's the definitive blueprint of life, and understanding it is absolutely crucial for unlocking the deepest mysteries of human biology. So what makes you, well, you? I know, it's a massive philosophical question, but biologically speaking, the answer is actually incredibly concrete. Just consider this staggering fact. Every single cell in your body, from the skin cells on your hands to the neurons firing in your brain right now as you process my words, contains the complete, exact set of genetic instructions needed to build you. It's not just a tiny piece of the puzzle tucked away in each cell. It is the entire master plan, copied over and over again. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to break this explainer down into 5 steps, starting with DNA, then specific genes, sequencing the code, mutations and variations, and finally zooming all the way out to the complete genome.
Section 1. The Blueprint of Life.
So what exactly is it? Well, the genome is the complete set of DNA found in an organism. It contains absolutely all the genetic information needed for growth, development, and your normal biological functions. We aren't just talking about a specific trait here, like, say, your eye color or a single piece of biological coding. Your genome is literally all of your DNA combined into one holistic, functioning set. It's the master code for everything that physically makes you function day in and day out.
Moving right along to Section 2, Genome versus Genes.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the way we can visualize the difference, because people mix these up all the time. Think of the genome as a massive, sprawling library. It's the entire building, all the shelves, and every piece of information housed inside. The genes? Well, those are simply the individual books resting on the shelves. So together, all those individual gene books, along with the cataloging sequences holding it all together, make up your complete genome. Genes are just one part of the much larger genomic structure.
Let's just take a second to appreciate the sheer scale of this biological library. 3 billion. That is the approximate number of DNA base pairs contained within the human genetic blueprint. 3 billion individual base pairs, intricately arranged to write out all those genetic books we just talked about. It is honestly a staggering amount of data to be packed inside a microscopic cell, and it's operating perfectly right at this very second to keep you alive and functioning.
But here's the thing. Those 3 billion base pairs aren't just floating randomly in some chaotic microscopic soup. They are beautifully, precisely structured. All of that massive genetic data is neatly organized into exactly 23 pairs of chromosomes. You can think of these 23 pairs like the major wings of our genetic library, tightly bundling billions of base pairs to dictate exactly how our bodies grow, develop, and function throughout our entire lives.
All right, Section 3, Reading the Genome.
To actually read those 3 billion base pairs, we rely on modern sequencing technologies. And these tools are absolutely incredible. They allow scientists to read the entire genome, or at least very large portions of it, with stunning accuracy. But there is a pretty significant hurdle. Reading the entire genome generates enormous amounts of data. I mean, we are talking about literal mountains of biological information here. You can't just print this out and read it like a regular novel. The sheer volume of this data completely overwhelms the human brain and absolutely demands advanced computational analysis just to make sense of the letters. Which brings us to Section 4, Turning Data into Knowledge. To make sense of that mountain of biological code, we rely on bioinformatics. This is the highly specialized field that helps scientists store, organize, and analyze all that genomic data. If the genome is the massive library, and sequencing is reading all the words, well then bioinformatics is the ultimate master librarian. By using highly advanced computers to identify subtle patterns and microscopic variations in the DNA, researchers can finally cut through the noise and gain incredibly valuable biological insights. Bioinformatics bridges that gap between raw, overwhelming data and true scientific understanding. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why this matters. Unlocking this information has profound real-world applications that actively improve human lives. By reading the genome, we can finally understand the root causes of complex genetic diseases and study exactly how traits are inherited across generations. It reveals the hidden biological processes governing our cells, ultimately allowing us to discover the exact genetic factors influencing your health. This is exactly the kind of stuff that paves the way for targeted treatments and personalized medicine. Which leaves us with a profound final thought to chew on. How does your specific blueprint connect you to the evolution and biological diversity of the entire human species? Because the human genome is the blueprint of life itself. By studying this microscopic code inside you, scientists aren't just learning about your specific health. They're gaining a much deeper understanding of the deep evolutionary history and the vast biological diversity of humanity itself. Just think about how your specific set of 3 billion base pairs fits into that vast, overarching human story. Pretty wild, right? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.